So, recently I've stumbled on to two isekai animes that I have found to be pretty interesting and a story changer than the usual ones that I've seen so far. It kind of still follows the same general plot line, but it adds its own little flair to it. So, the first one is called A Wild Boss is on the Loose. So, with this one, pretty much MC guy who plays a game, he is of a very high level, and he plays as this female character who is seen as, let's say, on par to the Devil King in the game. So he gets defeated by a group of heroes in the game. So after the defeat, he gets a prompt talking about, hey, pretty much gets a prompt telling him, hey, we have this new version of the game or something along that line. And he presses a button and all suddenly, man blinks out, doesn't know what's going on. He wakes up in the exact character that he used to play in that game. So throughout this journey, he is trying to figure out, am I actually in a real world based off on the game, or am I in the story, or am I in the game itself? So that is a back and forth theme of him trying to discover that. Along the line, he is also trying to find other characters who are pretty much like the NPCs of what was a part of his party, or at least that worked for him in the game. I don't know the best way to explain it, but they revolve around the zodiac signs. So about 12 members that he's trying to find that pretty much worked under his character, as well as trying to see if there are other players trapped in this world just like he is. So pretty much the stories of him going on the journey to figure out how and why he got sent here. Especially, forgot to mention this, apparently he gets accidentally summoned in the female body of his game character, because apparently the king of that nation was trying to summon a hero. Instead, they pretty much got him. Someone that they thought they killed about, I think it was 2,000 or 200 years ago. King is losing his mind. The people over here quaking in their boots. They're not sure what the hell is going on. But yeah, pretty much guy goes off, explores the world, trying to catch himself up on information, ends up meeting an NPC that seems to be very forgettable. And she pretty much prompts and keeps him up to date what's going on with the world after all the years that he was supposedly gone. And along the line, there's a pretty interesting twist that involves the goddess doing some manipulation behind the scene, as well as some main characters in the story that's fucking around with the story. Repeating myself. But it has a bit of sense of mystery to it. It's funny, it's a bit lighthearted. The fight scenes are chef's kiss. Beautiful, amazing, wild. It's like one of those things, they even add certain sound effects that it gives you a little bit of a shiver. I can definitely say that's good. The second anime, Zenshu. High school, young woman, after graduating from high school, starts working as an animator after being inspired by this movie that she watched as a child. And she devotes herself deeply to becoming an animator. And she gets pretty much into that department and is seen as one of those, child prodigies. So it's been some time now. So apparently she's dealing with this task that she's struggling with that involves her having to write a story about, or at least animate the characters involving them discovering or feeling their first love. This character, she doesn't know what that is. She has not experienced first love as far as she knows ever. So she's in a bit of a block with that situation. It's frustrating her, it's pissing her off, she doesn't know what the hell to do. She has a bit of an arrogance to her because she always has the phrase saying that I can do it myself, I can handle it, which tends to piss off the people around her that work by her side, which causes some criticism along the line. So girl at some point croaks by eating some expired food and gets isekai'd over to who just so happens to be the world of her childhood anime that she liked, where she gets to meet the pretty much the characters of her inspiration to even be an animator. It has some, like, she gets to grow, she learns about herself, she learns to be a little bit more sensitive and not always be so overly self-reliant on herself, and it starts to welcome others around her. So she gains that, even discovers a bit of love, or at least what it feels to have that feeling. The animation also great, the fights good, the story good, the characters amazing, beautiful. I love all of them. Great to see. I love it. With this, and as for the first anime I was talking about, that one ended recently. It ended, I just finished watching the last episode today. So it ended with a saying to be continued. So hopefully we're gonna actually have a second season. Cause God, I need another season of this anime. I love it. Especially with how they ended it off with such a mysterious twist. I need more. I need more of that. I need more of that anime. As for the Zenshu, yeah. That one, I believe is going to be done. There's not going to be a second season for that. If there is, I'd be surprised. I feel like the most we'll get would probably be like a little movie or some kind of like small little thing that probably like helps wrap up how it ended, with the characters possibly reuniting. But who knows? All I know is that for once, I finally found some isekais that actually felt interesting to me, that caught my attention and made me feel happy and hyped. Okay? And with a lot of isekais nowadays, they feel copy and paste. Nothing about them is unique. Basic ass male MCs, basic ass female characters, everybody becomes a whole ass freaking harem for whatever goddamn reason, because the main guy is apparently over here risen up every single freaking person. Like, the fuck? Doesn't do shit. And I'm shaking right now because it's so stupid. It just it's stupid. And they always make them so overly powered, but then, and I know that's like the general thing, but I like it when, at least if they're overpowered, it makes sense to some degree. But we're not gonna go about power scaling things. It just tends that the characters feel like copy and paste. If you look through a lot of isekais, all the characters be looking like a copy and paste of everybody else. You looking like the guys from those hentais with the freaking like disappeared eyes, because their bangs is what pretty much defines what their feature is. But they forgettable. They are forgettable as hell. That's how I see a lot of these main characters. But yeah, wild bosses on the loose in Zenshu. If I'm butchering name, sorry, not sorry. But those two, good. Must keep this hype of these kind of level of isekais at least to some degree, and I hope we have more of them. I have other isekais, but I already said that in another video. But these two, I love them. I love them so much. That felt so refreshing.